Hello, everybody. I'm Don Counts, and we're here at the Lincoln County Fair. Been here all week, and we're here with our friend Charley Therrell, which most everybody has been listening to him on the radio. And if you've been out to the fair, you got to hear him live here saying, "Here they come." Well, here he is, Charley Therrell. How you doing?
Don, fine, thank you. I'm enjoying another Lincoln County Fair. I look forward to this every summer. Just love the people and the festivity. Just enjoy coming here.
It's a pretty big concept. He's got 3 microphones. One is going out to the audience, one is going out to the horsemen, and then one is going to the radio station. The other one's going to me. So he actually has 4. So you've been coming here a long time, and you've been around the horse business a long, long time.
I have. I was raised in the horse business, Don. My father had harness horses, and of course, as I came up through the years, I got involved with it. I've raced them, trained them, owned them, and when my first son was born in 1973, I gave up all of that and started doing the announcing. I've been coming here at this fair since 1973. This is my 37th year.
37th year, that's a long time. And I tell you what, you've got this knack of what to say, how to say it, how to say them horse names. There's some rough horse names.
They are. You have to kind of look at it, and if there's one you can't figure out exactly what it says, you just kind of make one up, and it's all right with everybody.
I'm a Kansas Sports Babe was one. There's just a whole bunch this week and I'm sure you've heard a bunch of them down through the years.
The trend in the horse business lately has been to run a bunch of words together without spaces, and it's called a one name, but man, it's 7 or 8 syllables. That's a trend to do that because people are running out of names, and they just run some words together, and that's the horse's name.
Let's tell the folks at home who watch the harness racing about trotters and pacers. Can you tell us what the difference is?
I can. In the harness race business, they race 2 distinctive different gaits. They do not race one against the other. They race trotters and pacers. Now, a good way to tell them apart is a trotter, the legs on the same side of his body move in an opposite direction. If his right front leg is moving forward, his right rear is moving backward. That's the way you tell it. Same thing on the other side. A pacer is exactly the opposite. The legs on one side of the body move forward together, and they move backward together. Most of the pacers are going to have what they call hobbles on. You're going to see leather straps around their legs. That doesn't keep them from not pacing, but it sure does help them.
Now, that's pretty good. If you can rewind that and listen to that again, you'll figure that out. Well, there's a lot going on here that the people at home don't see, and that's the judging. We have judging up here. We have judging in the car. Can you explain what they're looking for and where they're all at and all that?
That's right. We have our judge here in the judges' stand. He's the presiding judge. He's the head judge. He's just like a referee on a football field. And he's got some associates. He's got an associate in the car, and he's got 2 associates placed around the racetrack in the crowd, but they're right up the edge of the track. So there's he and 3 more that are really watching for everything that happens. They are watching for drivers and horses to commit errors, infractions against the rule, fouls, and so forth. That's what they're looking for.
And one thing they look for is blocking. Like in NASCAR racing, you can block somebody, you can hold. You can't do that in this deal here.
You can't do it after you start down the home stretch. Now, once you hit the home stretch, whatever, we'll use the word lane, whatever lane you're in, you have to stay there at the rest of the race. You can't move to the right or the left. You have to keep straight. Whatever lane you're in when you come out of that turn, that's where you got to stay.
That's very interesting. Let's talk a little bit about the car. The car is legendary. Been here as long as I've been around. I'm sure there's other cars, and it's got 2 gates. We're using one here. Let's talk a little bit about that.
This is Mike Moss, a USTA starter. He's got a big Cadillac automobile, and he has a mobile starting gate on the back of it. That is 2 wings. It's 2 foldable wings on the back of that car. They fold to each side of the car, and he has a 6-horse gate, meaning that here this is a 4-horse wide track, so he can only use 1 wing. That's the reason you'll notice the car running on the outside of the track, and the wing is stretching down to the inside. And he starts over at the quarter pole, a quarter of a mile away from the finish line. He calls the horses to the gate. He brings them up there, and he starts them off at just a slow little trot. And then by the time that he turns them loose, he's going in excess of 35 miles an hour. So he gradually picks up speed and expects them to stay there with him.
Now, folks, he's talking about Mike Moss. An interesting thing about Mike, he's riding backwards in control of not only the car's speed, but the gate as well, right?
That's correct. He sits in the back seat, and he's facing backwards. He's got 2 bucket seats that face backwards in that car, and in front of him is a little console that has a hand throttle on it. Now, the driver, all he's doing is steering. He's holding the car in the right place. Mike has the throttle looking backwards so he can speed up or let off or whatever he wants to do depending on that field of horses. And he also has the control that closes the wing. So he's doing everything, and that driver in front's just trying to hold it on the track.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this track here. This is a half-mile track. We're running a mile, correct?
That's correct. The races are contested at a mile. This is a half-mile track. They go around it 2 times. Mile tracks are a little faster because they only have 2 turns, and the turns are bigger. However, racing on a half-mile track is much better for us, the spectator. We're closer to it. We get to see the horses more. I personally prefer racing on a half-mile track. Better for us.
All right. Let's, Eric, if Eric will look at the poles. We've got 3 poles here, a green, a white, and a red. Tell me about those poles.
Okay, the green pole is the first one they come to. That is actually the start. That's where the watches start for the mile. The white pole in the middle is the half-mile mark. The red pole is the finish. Now, the reason they have to do that, this track right here is the distance between any 2 of the poles, between the white and red, it's that much short of a half a mile. So in order to go a full mile, they have to start at the green, go twice around, end up at the red.
Okay, all right, that's pretty interesting. That's something I've been wanting to know, and when I'm trying to catch that in, I think I'm hoping for the red pole, so that's what we're looking for.
That's right. If you've got a favorite horse, and if you had a little friendly wager with your friend, you look at the red pole because the green and white one don't pay off.
Mine would probably win at the green, lose at the red.
A lot of them do, Don.
Yep, and we've had some good races this week, and one thing that we're doing here at FPU, a lot of people might not know, we're actually running 2 VHS tapes, basically, where the judges can look back and look for those little things and look at actually the finish as well.
That's right. FPU Monitor up here has been very, very helpful to the judges because, like you say, they can review any part of any race they want to, and you can put it down in slow motion for them. You can stop it at any point. So it's a real big help to the judges, not only if they're looking for infractions, but if they have a close finish, they can look at that finish 2 or 3 times before, make sure they make the right decision.
Let's talk about timing. So we have people up here timing. This track here, if we get less than a 2-minute mile, we're doing really good.
We are. The track record here is 1 minute 56 and a fraction of a second. I don't remember exactly, but it's 1 minute 56 and something.
About how long ago was that, you know?
That was about, maybe 5-6 years ago. A horse, I don't remember the horse's name, but it's owned by John Brown up at Lewisburg. I remember that's who owned it. But we have 2 timers. We have 2 timers here in the judges' stand with automatic watches, and the reason we've got 2 is in case one of them fails. You always got to have a backup. Now, if one man forgets to stop his watch or forgets to start it, or maybe it quits on him, at least we've got another timer that we can turn to and use his watch.
I'm a firm believer in a backup. When you're in this business, you got to have it too. All right, let's talk about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and as you grew up in the horse business, where did you come up with the phrase "Here they come"? Is that a normal thing that people do?
I just started doing that myself years and years ago, and I don't know why. It just came out one day, and I said, hey, that's not bad. I said, everybody's got to have their little isms and their little trademark, and I kept using it, and now that's what I'm known for is the "Here they come."
That sends chills down a lot of people's spine here at the fair, and we really are very fortunate to have you here. You are from what area?
I grew up in east central Mississippi. I was born and raised in a little town of Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's where I finished high school, went to school at college at Mississippi State University. I went in the sales business in 1961. I started in the sales business and was based in Jackson, Mississippi from 61 until 1998. In 98, my wife and I retired. We moved up to the Tennessee River in Decatur County in West Tennessee. We had a weekend place up there for many, many years as a kind of a resort area. We'd had a weekend cabin. We liked it, made a lot of friends. So since 1998, I have lived on the Tennessee River in Decatur County and just love it. Don't want to live anywhere else.
I can tell the man's been in the sales because he sees us once a year. He remembers everybody's name. I don't know how you do it, and it's amazing. And you know a whole lot of the horse folks. Do you stay in touch with them throughout the year or what?
I do. Now, I do one more fair. It's the only one I announce, and that's my hometown fair down in Mississippi. But I visit some of the other tracks, and I keep up with these people on TV, satellite TV. We see some racetracks, some harness racing. and I keep up with these people through the Harness Race publication. So I really don't get to see them personally but 3 or 4 times a year, but I am friendly with most of them.
I really appreciate you coming. The fair, Lincoln County has been very fortunate to have Charley Therrell here, and it's just a good thing, and we're looking forward to racing today, racing tomorrow, and just a whole lot going on before the fair is over yet.
Don, thank you, and I enjoy coming here to Lincoln County. Made a lot of friends, and this is the highlight of my year, coming here the second weekend of September, and I hope it lasts a long time. You never know, but I hope I can, this is 37 years. I hope I make a lot more.
I hope so, too. Good to see you. Thanks for everything. And the races are coming, so we can say, here they come.
That's right, folks. Y'all stay with us because here they come.
All right. Thank you.